Hi guys, it's Alfari. Today we're going to be taking a look at Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, if you remember when this game released, no one was really talking about if the game was any good. Just the fact it was buggy as hell, and it even became a meme, really, with all the faces, because it was that bad. Now, while I do kind of agree that a game should get slated if it launches with bugs, I do hate it when something gets completely overlooked because of them. Because I think within about the first month or so, pretty much every bug I could find was ironed out. I mean, okay, at the start it was buggy as hell, but they did do a quick turnaround, and it's a shame because the game got completely overlooked. Now I won't talk about any more about the bugs now; it's all completely gone. I'll just talk about the game itself. Now the idea with Mass Effect Andromeda, if you played the original trilogy, it's kind of tricky to carry on and do a sequel after that, depending on which coloured ending you got. So this one is set during Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, I think, if I've got my timelines right. The whole idea, the premise of the plot, is they send 3 or 4 colonization ships to another galaxy to start off, not just a human race, but like the Taurians and Asaris and everything. Basically, start a whole other civilization in another galaxy. It's never really mentioned directly. I'm not sure if that's because it's just what they were doing at the time as exploration, or if they thought they'd actually lose the war to the Reapers, so they're kind of hedging the bets. Now it would have been a cool sideline to actually look at, and just doing a sideline covering just to make sure they survive. But it's never really looked at that for some reason. Now, of course, being a game, nothing really goes as planned. It takes over 600 years to actually get to the destination. Everyone's in cryo sleep, and all but one of the arcs seem to vanish along the way. And it's the human arc that you're on actually gets there in time. And that's basically the entire game in a nutshell. You arrive in a completely random destination. There's new alien races to uncover, different species and factions and everything to meet, and it's all about finding the other arc, see what happened, trying to fix it, get the civilization going really. Now, the pros of this game is I think the engine is the best it's ever been. I know, it's buggy and blah blah blah, but the combat is amazing. It's really fluid, the gunplay is really good, and some of the open worlds on the planets now, they really are huge and they're just nice vistas to look at, and it's hats off to them. It's really good. I feel like they built the world first and then put the game in, because I think the graphics are amazing as well when it's up to top notch with the whole lighting effects and feel of the planets. And I do like the fact it's now focused more on exploration, like there's actually a reason to go off in your little buggy. I forgot what it's called now. It doesn't drive as bad as the one in Mass Effect 1, thank God. It's actually useful this time. Like I said, it's just fun sometimes just to go toddling off, go and uncover little side quests and collectibles and crap doing that. Now, the main negatives of the game, really, is its plot, sadly. In all the promotional materials, they've kind of said they wanted to go with more of an exploration route. And you can kind of tell, because like I was saying a second ago, it does feel like they built the worlds and the planets first and then decided to put the plot in. It doesn't... Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3, I loved them games so much. Okay, I like the combat and everything, that was fun. But for me it's always about the story and Shepard and all the teammates, really grew to care and love them by the end of the series. So I was devastated if they ended up dying. Like the first playthrough Mass Effect 2, I don't think anyone basically survived because they kept choosing the wrong people. That's the biggest problem this one has, is the teammates. The main character is kind of generic, yeah. The voice actor I kind of like, he does a bang-up job. But I think the problem is more so around the teammates. They're just boring. And I think the biggest problem is, for the first 2 or 3 hours, you just have generic Brit who keeps talking about getting pissed all the time. And I'm English, so I can slag British people off. And some military woman that seems to get an attitude because you got promoted over her and blah blah blah. But they're just 2 boring humans that following you around. And the Mass Effect series has kind of always been about like Garrus, and I forgot what the bloody big alien dude was called. I've completely forgotten his name. But it was all about having the teammates, interesting teammates that you want to get to know. You got to care and love them by the end. And then this, I didn't really care. Later on, you do have a couple of alien teammates that are a little more interesting, with PB trying to be the Asari comic relief / love interest. But she kind of verges on the funny slash irritating scale. I think she's kind of like more of a Jar Jar character. And that's just the biggest problem I had with it. I just didn't care a lot. And even by the end, it feels to me like they was gearing up to be another trilogy, really. And now it's died a death. We won't really get that, because I think they've just shelved it now. And if it ever does come back in years to come, it'll just go back to the original timeline and pretend Andromeda never existed. So it's a shame, because while some questions do get answered by the end, there's still a lot that isn't really explained, and some things still haven't resolved themselves. So it's just a shame, because it's just never going to get tied up. But yeah, it's not anywhere near as bad as some reviews might make you might come out and say. As an open world RPG, I really do love it. I enjoy it. It just misses on the characterization. It's not my Mass Effect. It's not the original trilogy. Because anyone that says the first Mass Effect was amazing is lying. The combat in that was awkward, but it's a story that saved it. And then, of course, it turned into a massive franchise. But this one, it's worth a play. Definitely worth a play. To be honest, I'm playing it on Origin Access, because my girlfriend slash fiance paid for 20 quid for a year's access to it, so I just thought I'd play it through that. I did originally buy it on the PlayStation 4 a while ago, but then kind of moved away from console gaming and sold it. But yeah, it's worth a look. Just don't pay over the odds for it. If it's on sale and it's cheap, it's a good game. It's an actual enjoyable game to play. It's just not. It's never going to come down into legendary status, and you're not going to care too much when people die. To be honest, I was willing people to die more, just so it got interesting, but never mind, eh? So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I shall see you next time.